Hi, and welcome to another episode of Sustainment TV. I'm your host, David McDonald, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking with two of my siblings about life growing up in the country. Before we get started, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It really will help it grow and improve upon what I do. Without further delay, let's get it started. Okay, welcome back, and going to get right into it. I have my sister April and my brother Will. Hello. Gonna just ask a couple, common questions. Some of you may be contemplating a move from the city to the country, or some of you may already be living country fabulous. So, here in Alabama, a lot of times the reality for us may seem different. I guess what I'm saying is our reality sometimes doesn't look like or sound like what some other places of the country may think. People will ask where you're from, and you tell them, they're like, "Ooh, what is that like?" I know for me, I actually didn't experience racism until I left home, so it may not be what you think. So just wanted to spend some time, quality time with my siblings, just see what y'all think about a couple questions I'll throw at you. That sound cool, right?
Yeah,
That's cool.
it's cool.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started with Will. So you and I, we grew up together, obviously, and so we kind of had a lot of the same experiences and whatnot. For you, what was your favorite part about growing up in the country?
My favorite part was playing sports and being able to fish and riding my bicycle and riding the three wheeler. And
Okay, okay.
I did those things quite often, as much as I could. So my favorite out of all those things, I like to fish because I like catch catfish and brim, and occasionally I would catch a bass or something. So I really enjoy doing all those things.
Okay. For the audience, in case you hear a dog barking in the background, that's Max, the family dog, making his cameo appearance. So just giving y'all a heads up. All right, so April, same question. I mean, what was your favorite part about growing up in the country?
My favorite part about growing up in the country was the wide open spaces. I was a athlete, bit of a tomboy, and if I wanted to come outside anytime and hit my softball in the yard without having to worry about anybody else's property being damaged, I could do that.
True, true.
I like to do a lot of bicycle riding. I did like to fish at one time, so yeah, I did a lot of that, but just basically being out in nature.
Okay, okay. From some friends and family that I have in more built up areas, they can do not all those things, but they can do a lot of those things. They just have to. It takes more effort for them to get to those wide open spaces that you refer to. So that is definitely we think it's an advantage of growing up in the country. What was your least favorite thing about growing up in the country?
My least favorite thing, especially when you like to fish, you have to have like long sleeves on and pants, because if you didn't, you would get eat up by the insects and bugs. So during the daytime, though, it was okay. You could have your shorts or your short sleeve shirt on. My least favorite part was getting eaten up by the bugs and stuff, insects and stuff. So another thing that you will occasionally see snakes.
Having access to nature is a plus, but then on the negative side, having to deal, with nature itself. Okay, April, same question.
Well, I agree with my brother Will. The bugs and insects, and especially in the summertime, dealing with the mosquitoes and the can't see them. I mean, even sitting here now, they bother me. And another thing, we had a wood heater in the house. Y'all remember the wood heater?
Oh yes, oh yes.
Gathering the wood for the fireplace.
Yes.
That was I didn't like that.
Cutting firewood. Waking up in the morning, the fire has died down, and someone has to take one for the team basically and relight the fire. So I could definitely see that. Yeah. Positive and negative memories, by the way. If there was something about your childhood that you could have changed, questions for both of you. If there was something about your childhood that you could have changed in reference to growing up in the country, what would it be and why?
The things that I would have changed is, instead of working at the local grocery store for as long as I did, I think I would work there less times, because I think I missed out on a lot of activities, things that was going on at that time.
What I'm hearing you say is, other than that, it sounds like you wouldn't really change a thing. Other than that, so I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, for same question. I mean, well, what's your position on that question?
I guess the thing that I would change, we didn't really have any control over because not only did we grow up in the country, we grew up close to a town that was like less than 2,000 people population.
True.
Um, like some of the activities that I did, or we didn't really have like access to a YMCA or swimming pools or anything like that. So if we could have had access to something like that, I would have changed that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna echo what she just said because I mean, I can remember Will and I we drove an hour to the local military base just to engage in some some indoor court basketball, and with most of the time when we shot basketball, here, we were outdoors, other than being in school. So
Hmm.
yeah, I can definitely understand that. Okay, okay. Last question. Just I guess kind of keeping it casual and whatnot. If y'all had a friend in another area, say the city, and they say, hey, thinking about moving to the country, what advice would you give that friend?
I would ask them like, what will they be looking to achieve by moving from the city to the country? Like first, of course, you want to look at if whatever is important to you. Like
Right,
if
right.
cable is important to you, what kind of internet services you have,
Yeah.
because until recently we couldn't even get high speed internet here. So if that kind of stuff is important to you, you want to consider that. Also, if you want to live off the land,
Yes, you are hearing ATVs in the background.
that's every weekend here.
That's how we do.
But yeah, you'd want to consider those things if you're going to move from the city to the country.
Mhm,
You want to look at your commute time
mhm.
from your, if you got kids, to their school, or how far you're going to be going to work,
Right, right.
how far you are from the stores and
Mhm,
different things like that. Because here we have a couple of like Dollar General stores, a couple grocery stores. Yeah, doctor's office, hospital, but most of the things that if you want to go to Walmart, I mean, we have to travel 20 miles or more
mhm,
to get there.
mhm.
So you want to consider just whatever conveniences you want to have,
Yeah, that makes
or
sense.
whatever you're willing to trade off to live in the country.
Okay, that's pretty good. All right, Will. Same question. What do you think?
Well, April, I think she pretty much summed it up. The only thing I would say is, how is your health? Does the country affect like your sinuses real bad? Some people they have to make sure they have in good health, and they check their blood pressure and stuff like that. So
Mhm, mhm.
that's a big factor if you decide to move to the country from the city.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
I mean, shoot. I mean, that's good advice for anybody, but especially in that question, you need to definitely be aware of know your health status and what adjustments you may need to make. So yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. All right. Before we close it out, I mean, shoot. Y'all got any final words? I mean,
Well, well,
overall, as far as country living go, any final words?
well, brother, what would you change about your childhood living in the country?
Good one. If I could change something about my childhood in reference to the country, I think for me, I would have liked a track and field team in school. I know that the only time I had a chance to race against others competitively
Mm-hmm.
was Boy Scouts. Both of my children were excellent athletes in high school, and my daughter actually runs track in college. You know what I'm saying? So kind of like one of those if what if kind of movies. So,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's pretty minor. I mean, I think everything else was scripted how it was supposed to go. I enjoy pretty much anything outdoors. You know what I mean? Working with my hands. In terms of building things. Tinkering, know how things work. So, but yeah, I mean, you got to go with the access to YMCA and stuff like that too, because typically with those, you'll have your organized recreation leagues and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
sports
There's
competitions. So
always something to do for you and your kids or your family, whoever.
yeah, yeah. Same question, Will. Got any final thoughts?
country life is good. It's good.
Okay. So from three of Crenshaw County's finest, you know, we we give our stamp of approval on country living. That's our position. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Any thoughts, any comments that you want to share with me, please hit me up. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a good one.